The Honor 600 series just released, and you're probably wondering, how does the Honor 400 hold up in 2026? Let's find out. Here are the specs of the phone. I've used this phone for about 8 months now, and I'ma be real, this is one of the most interesting phones I have ever used. I bought this phone at a phone shop near my home called Light Mobile for about 510 SGD at a time. So I'm gonna rate this phone and compare it with my previous phone, which is the iPhone 13 and the S20. I'm gonna be real, I love the feel of this phone. The phone doesn't have curved edges, which I prefer, especially after using the iPhone 13. The phone is light, weighing about 184 grams. The phone isn't too big. It fits my hand. The screen is genuinely one of the best screens that I have ever used. The colors are good and it gets bright when it needs to. And it has a 120Hz refresh rate. The face unlock and the fingerprint scanner is relatively fast. The camera placement isn't weird, but the area around it is a fingerprint magnet. This phone supports dual SIM. I have problem with signal data and Bluetooth signal, but I think it's a hardware issue or a limitation as it has an internal integrated antenna compared to the now popular antenna on the side rails. IR blaster is there, but I don't really use it. Overall, I love the design of this phone. Simple, practical, and unique. The Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 in the phone is paired with 12 gigs of RAM, which is plenty even for gaming. But I don't really play heavy games, so for me it's okay. I tested League of Legends Wild Rift, Mobile Legends, Asphalt Legends, and many more, and yeah. Also, it doesn't get hot on prolonged gameplay in my experience. 256 gig of storage is enough for me as I usually back up my pictures. The 6000 mAh silicon carbon battery is game changer together with the fast 800 watt charging speed. I'ma be real, I'm sticking with silicon carbon battery after this because even though this technology is new, the pros outweigh the cons as 1 or like 1.5 charge lasts the whole day. I barely need to charge, I just have to charge 100 in the morning and it lasts all the way. And it varies even with gaming and all that, it still lasts the whole day. I occasionally use the phone speaker, it sounds decent to me. The USB port is 2.0 speed, which is the norm on mid-range phones, but I wish it came with USB 3.0 with display out. The ultra-wide cam zooming out by 0.6 while the front camera zoom out by 0.8. The main camera, however, uses 200 megapixel Samsung ISOCELL HP3. This sensor is basically binned down to 1 to 12.5 megapixel, but then this camera rivals my past flagship, which is basically iPhone 13, S20, basically flagship phone level camera on this phone. If I could change anything on this phone, it would probably be the SoC. The SoC is old. The new Honor 600 is using a Snapdragon Gen 4, which I honestly thought it would be on the Honor 400, but it was a Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. I also was hoping for a Snapdragon 7S Gen 4, but yeah, it didn't happen. So yeah, I also wish that the camera were more balanced for all three, because I do be using the camera more than the others. For macro, it will use the ultra wide and zoom in until 1, so from 0.6 to 1, so that you can focus more better, I guess. But I in the end just zoom in like 1.1 just because I want to use the 200 megapixel Samsung sensor rather than the ultra wide. Yeah, for the selfie camera, as you can see now, it's okay. I'll probably take some pictures and show you. So yeah, here's the results. Okay, let's finally talk about software. Magic OS 9, which came with this phone when it launched, it had some inconvenience for me, but currently Magic OS 10 fixed most of my issues. I don't have any complaints about Magic OS 10. By the way, this phone will receive 6 years of security update and 6 major Android upgrades, which is crazy to me. I love the implementation of Magic Capsule, which is basically dynamic island on Apple, and I like some of the Honor AI services. Customizing the theme of this phone, the wallpaper, icons and others were like effortless. It's all there. There are many Honor apps or pre-installed apps and if you don't really want those, you can easily just uninstall. The UI feels smooth and snappy except for camera. For some reason, the camera app for Android, after like some updates, when you open it, it just lags and then it takes a while to open its sensor. I don't know. This is not just on a Samsung iPhone. When you open the camera app, it feels like you are waking up the camera. I didn't really face this issue on Magic OS 9, but yeah. The UI is smooth and snappy, but there are rare glitches with apps, but nothing too major or like phone breaking. So, like I said, I've used iPhone, I've used Android, and they have some quirks with like apps, and I'm a very no phone out there is perfect. You might say an iPhone is the most perfect phone, but it's not. There will be bugs. There's a reason why the phones get updated, because there are bugs, and there's no perfect phone out there, honestly. But I would rate this phone a solid 8 out of 10. The design is almost perfect, the performance is okay, the battery is superb to me. There isn't any major distaste to make or hate the phone. If you want to try this phone, go ahead, but the Honor 600 is slightly better. There are better phones with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 SoC. If you don't mind getting it used, or you don't mind slightly older hardware, then feel free to buy this phone. Anyways, the software currently will last for another 5 years, so that's pretty long. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, then hit subscribe. I want to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year, so please hit that button. Otherwise watch this video. I don't really know what this video is, but it's recommended, so please watch it. Thank you guys for watching.